Okay, so now that we have learned how to get that from the database, I think it's time to add one more app and model to the project so that we can learn how to connect these afterwards. So I want us to have categories. So let's add one more app by going to the command line, stop the web server and say Python manage.py start app category and hit enter. And then if you remember from one of the previous parts, we need to go into settings.py and append it here in installed apps category. I like to have these alphabetically after the Django apps. You can do it in whatever order you want. So if we save now, we can open up category models.py and create the model for the categories. So here we say class category, pass in models.model, and the category should just have a title. So here you can say title equals models.char field, max length can be set to 255 and save. So then we can update the database before we continue. So let's go back here and say Python manage.py make migrations. And now you can see that this file here was created. If you open up the migrations folder and this file 001 initial, you can see here a little bit what Django is planning to do. So we are going to create a new model called category, and the fields we are going to have is ID, which Django adds automatically for us, and the title field, which is a char field. So then we're going to execute this by running the other command, Python manage.py migrate. So now we have a new model in the database. We can also register this in the admin interface. So if you go back and find admin.py in the category app, we can begin by importing the model from .models, import from .models import category, and then here admin.site.register category and save. So if we go back to the admin interface now and hit refresh, it is not working because I have not started the server again. Refresh, and now we have it here, categories. Great. But as you can see here, categories is misspelled, and that's because Django just automatically add an S at the end to try to pluralize this. So what we can do then is to actually override this by adding some customization to the model. So in models.py in the category app, we can add a new class inside this class here called class meta, which is sort of a configuration for this model. So here you can say verbose name underscore plural equals categories and save. If I then go back here and refresh, you can see that this is now renamed to categories. You can also add two categories, for example private and one called work. And now you can see here now that this says just category object 1, category object 2. And this is the class representation name for this model. And it doesn't say anything about the content or anything like that. We used the admin.py file in the other app to configure what we wanted to show here, but this can also be done in a different way. So if we find models.py again, we can add a function here, def underscore underscore str underscore underscore, and then we pass in self as the parameter. And this will then override the string representation of this class name. So I can just say return self.title. Self will then reference this class, and title is this field. So if we save now, go back and refresh, we will see private and work. Much better, because now we can recognize what the category actually is. And that was it for this part. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please hit like below, and I'll see you in the next video.